I call him a forever pitcher, a guy who never stops thinking about pitching.
He's one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Cone is on the money.
Yankees great David Cone is officially a published author, alongside Yes Network analyst Jack Curry. Their book contains exclusive content that stretches far beyond Cone's career. If you're a fan of baseball, you'll definitely be a fan of Full Count.
It became apparent early, when Jack and I got into this, that there's so much ground to cover. There's a lot of things that happen here that we can't just gloss over. We're going to have to address certain situations that happened, and what were you thinking, and why did you do this, and what really happened in those Mets days? What really happened with the Royals? What happened in your childhood? So, we both realized, that I'm gonna peel back some layers here. It's gonna be a little raw at times, but the only way we can do this thing is to meet it head on and tell the truth and be honest about it.
David Cone, to me, is a pitching genius. I used to watch him when I covered him, and it always felt like the wheels were spinning in his mind. And so many years later, I thought a great book would be diving inside that mind. And I think within this book, there are lessons, philosophies, anecdotes that pitchers at the highest level of this sport can learn from.
I think it comes off as raw and real, and a pitcher who really did have self-doubt, a pitcher who really did have anxiety, a pitcher who really did kind of have problems at times and lose his mind on the mound, and that's why it's so important to have teammates that support you and a catcher that's with you the whole way, and an organization that allows that to happen, as opposed to the old school, you have to repress, you have to hide, you can't show any weakness, you have to be confident all the time, and that's just not the way it works. It certainly wasn't for me. I think it's refreshing nowadays that players can talk about this, whether it's behavior you're not proud of, when you lose control, and you got to own those things. And I knew that Jack was the right writer, that I could get into that.
We were on the hunt for a story that would grab you at the beginning of the book.
95 degrees on this hot, hazy, and humid afternoon. And here we go. First pitch from Cone, in there for a called strike.
And while we were watching the perfect game together, was the first time that he told me, after 8 perfect innings, he walked up to the clubhouse bathroom mirror, and in that moment had a conversation with himself in the mirror. He had never done that before in his career. And in true David fashion, the first words out of his mouth were, "You'd better not blow this." Now, he quickly recuperated and said, "You can do this." We know what happened the rest of the day. His little conversation in the mirror worked out. He got those final 3 outs.
3 outs to go for a perfect game for David Cone. 6-0 Yankees in the ninth. And the 0-2. Struck him out swinging. Swung on and lined to left. Coming in is Leday. He makes the catch. David Cone is 1 out away from a perfect game. It'll be a 1-1 pitch. He popped him up. He's going to get it. Brocious down from third. Brocious makes the catch. Ball game over. A perfect game. A perfect game for David Cone. 27 up, 27 down. David Cone has attained baseball immortality.
It's an honest account of a journey from a kid who had a great family, who had a tough father, a great mom, who were there for his little league all the way up through, who nurtured him and got a chance to pitch for his hometown team, and also got a chance to move to New York. Kid from the Midwest is now a New Yorker after all these years. And you want the story, you want the truth, you want the off-the-field stuff, you want the David Wells stories. I mean, there's all of that in there. I mean, I don't hide anything. I fess up, I tell the truth, and also a message in there. It's okay to have some self-doubt. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to admit sometimes when you're wrong.
I have content that didn't make the book, but he continually just gave me story after story, anecdote after anecdote, that he helped make this process very smooth.
Part 2 is on the way.